Hi, Mr. Hudson.
Yes, I forgot that. I know you told me. Oh, you're a social worker?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought there's someone, he wasn't a social worker, like a support specialist or analyst or whatever. Anyway, was you able to read him? Why did Little Rock refuse to take me? What would happen if I was in Little Rock and I go to the VA? Are they going to say, we're not going to help you?
Oh, no, they wouldn't be able to do that. The reason they contacted me is because, well, the reason they called me and told me that is because, I told them I was going to bring you out there. I got permission to drive you out there, and I said, I'm going to need a date and a time so that y'all can intake him, because I don't want to just drop him off. And so I was trying to coordinate that, and then they said, oh, no, we're not going to do that. But if you were there at their emergency room, they wouldn't be able to turn you away at the door or anything like that.
Can you get me over there?
Well, no, I can't take you without, arranging a warm handoff, because that would be what's called a dump.
I know. I used to work for a hospital. It's just a side thing. When I lived in Vegas, this was all on the news. The state of Nevada was releasing mental health patients from their facilities in Clark County, and they were putting them on the bus to California. And that, as you said, that's called dumping. That's against the law.
Yeah,
Well, anyway, let me just so that, even with the adversity, infinite danger and stuff like that, you put your brain together and you try to figure things out, and you sort of go back and analyze. And this part, as complicated as it sounds, one, the bullet points here is, one, a healthcare provider cleaned out my money, my storage unit. I don't even furniture anymore. And I never, ever, ever not paid my bills, and this phone has never been turned off. And so that put me in a precarious situation. Couldn't eat. It was wonderful. And I see you nurse brought me some food. A lady at a business here brought me some food. Awesome. Even took my clothes, had a laundry to wash them. Awesome. And then, so you got the healthcare thing. You got a social worker there, Sarah Bennett, that released information, confidential information, got twisted around, got published all over the internet. And it's a bunch of garbage. Put me in danger. Some veteran who I don't even know punched me because he said, they read that. Next, Victor Uzama or whatever with that barracks, and that place is becoming suspicious of being a part. And then you got the healthcare worker, you got the social worker, you got the issue about senior citizens being abused where I live, and then I've been led on over and over by Adult Protective Service who called here last Friday and told the manager and talked to me, then we're going to kick you out, but we give it till Monday, we're going to get the resource. And then they complaining that they put calls into the VA, but they don't return them and all that. I would have never, ever, ever gone and just stayed here, because that, like the manager said, that's against the law to run out on not paying a motel bill. And then it seems like I talked to someone, and then you don't hear back from them. And all this reading on stuff. My point is, how can an organization, the government, and everybody else that wants to get into all this preventing 22-a-day stuff, suicide and all that, when they put you in that position, no, I am not going to commit suicide. I'm not suicidal, but I'll tell you this. When you put it, like we talked the other day, you was in the Navy and riverboats. Those heroes didn't go out to commit suicide, but they were on a suicidal mission. And this right now is is a suicidal mission for me, considering my health, the medication, and everything else. If I had known all this, I reached out to the VA locally, and because I have a saying, work within the family. That means local. I could have gone out and put it all over, hey, can someone help me? People from other states or something like that. But now, do we not even care about it? And then here's another question. Why did you look up, what I was talking about when the social worker, Sarah Bennett, said that Melanie, I believe it is, supervisor, signing off on a waiver?
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't find anything about that. I'll have to try to contact them and ask them about that.
Here's the thing about it. We're talking about an emergency now. I've been trying this for weeks.
Now, what kind of, it was a waiver for what?
For cowboys.
Okay.
See, the VA gives cowboys organization grants. And they could have paid for this motel until I got my situation back, and APS investigated all this stuff about the healthcare worker and all that kind of stuff. And then here's another thing. That Sarah Bennett, social worker, calls me on a week ago Friday at 1:30 in the afternoon on a Friday. She said they're going to work, I wouldn't know if I would do it and all that, to work with Oklahoma City and try to get me down there. And basically, I'm really skeptical because I'm going, I wasn't born yesterday. The idea you're going to try to get with another VA at 1:30 on a Friday afternoon. My word, you go to the VA here in Muskogee, you go out there where all the employees go out there to smoke. Every time I even look out there, they're always out there. Man, I need a job like that. So my point is, on a Friday afternoon, you're not going to get anything done. And then at 4:44 that afternoon, she does call back with another social worker going to do, is it called a Columbia assessment? Is it Columbia or Columbus?
Columbia, maybe, yeah.
So anyway, a suicidal assessment. No, I'm not participating in that. All you're trying to do is cover yourself. That's all that was about. Because the statements I make, what I'm trying to impress on somebody, if you want to prevent other veterans, don't worry about me, other veterans from committing suicide, don't put them in the position. It's called suicidal prevention. You don't put them in, don't be responsible for them being in that position. And there is no way in this case history that anybody can even possibly remotely, in a degree of reasonable thinking, not have accountability on all ends as far as what did we do for this veteran. Lead him on. Let me tell you one other thing.
Okay, yeah.
I have enormous amount of work that I do, primarily on the internet.
Yeah.
Like if you go to USNet PAC, I've been working tirelessly on that. I've been working tirelessly on helping someone else in another state on a foundation. I get messages from veterans. I talk to them like in the middle of the night. What do we do about this and that? And I give them contacts. I look up the contacts. And I'm not a person, I can't stand organization that refers you to somewhere else just to refer you somewhere else. No, I follow up on it. I still do that even up to this morning. My point is, I wish that someone in the federal government would be a little more vigilant and not have led me on. So what you're going to see now is basically you got a support team that wants to go out here and do all this call to action stuff. They're going to get news media involved. They're going to call congressional offices and all that. And I'm reaching out asking for help. I'm supposed to be out of here at 11. And I stayed in the field the night before, but they felt sorry for me because I still got all this very expensive, brand new medical equipment that I've talked about, all this medication. There is no way I can carry this, so it's going to end up in a dumpster somewhere. And then what's going to happen? It's just a matter of time. As I said, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. And what I'm about to say does not mean I'm going to go out and commit suicide. It means that if you're in a position in this weather, you're out in a field somewhere, that's where you're going to end up being found.
Well, I'd prefer if we could get you into a shelter as opposed to staying in a field. Would you be interested in that?
Well, okay, here's one other thing.
Okay.
I've talked to social workers before about the dangers of me going in the shelter. I have never been in a shelter before in my life other than my parents were Salvation Army officers. I've seen in them. But my situation, I've explained to you the cancer medication, the Veromus, Afinitor, that breaks down your immune system to fight the cancer cells. That means the instructions is don't go around anybody's got a cold. Don't do this. Don't do that. Well, you know, what is the greatest danger, the outside or around? And there's no way they're going to let me use this or even take all this medical equipment in there. And then the other thing, Mislead doesn't have a shelter anymore. That rescue mission is a program, not a shelter. They brought up Okmulgee. Okmulgee, I found out that place is always packed.
So we probably have to try to coordinate one up here in Tulsa.
What? Something like the Salvation Army. You know how dangerous those places are. I mentioned that I have a background with the Salvation Army as far as my parents were officers, my two older brothers were officers, and all that kind of stuff. And no, here's probably what's going to happen.
Okay.
Because I don't think that you want to even investigate and get a hold of Stephanie, the chief social worker. She's probably not even in today.
Yeah, I talked to her this morning specifically about your case.
And what did she have to say?
Well, she said, sounds like we're down to, shelter being available. We don't have anything else that we can offer.
Okay, why all this nonsense about a waiver? All it takes is someone to sign off. And you say, here's another thing. This thing about where I lived, I did not come to Oklahoma to be abused. When you get assaulted by a manager's husband, who's the maintenance manager, and find out he went to the wrong apartment, and then you did 2 weeks without an air conditioner in June, and there's only one window out of 10 that opens. Oh, it's a nice apartment, but that management company seriously got some flaws, and there's a bunch of other stuff. Even the home health care worker that I had there, she, advocated. She was very upset. And then I started, and all this is on evidence. All these pictures and everything, recordings, is on MuskogeeSeniors.com. And so that's what happened in that situation. And so I reached out to the VA. Hey, I need some help. It was only the last moment someone got in there to help me about getting them to get that air conditioner fixed.
Right.
Blood pressure. They knew about all this stuff. What are social workers and husbands supposed to be doing? I thought they go check on things and conditions and all that. And then they tell me that this voucher thing, it's run out now. Sit around, I couldn't get anybody to help me. Do you have any idea why the VA contracts for home health care providers?
No, I don't.
You don't?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think it's to help people who can't take care of themselves.
Do you ever? I know our government wastes a lot of money. You think that they just want to give me someone so I could talk to somebody?
Like a home health aide, maybe?
Yeah.
Well, no, I think there's more stringent requirements.
Exactly. And of course, I'm better now because the swelling in my legs That's what that machine was for, that pump. But my point is bringing that out is to try to give you a vision as to what is the point. I mean, what is the situation here and the needs and all that kind of stuff. Just mentioning the medication. Look at some of this medication I have, like the cancer pill, the shot that I get in chemo. I'm not going to be able to get any of that stuff anymore. Because if you end up out in the field, and then at the last minute, shelter, you tell me, where's the shelter? How am I going to get there? How am I going to get this stuff? Where is it going to be stored? No shelter's going to take this stuff. And I minimize everything I possibly can. I've only got three pair of pants that I've gotten down to get rid of everything. Wow. And I've given away all my brand new pots and pans and everything. Why that came up this motel is beyond me. But then this bag of towel, brand new towels, I'm going to have to get rid of that. I can't carry all this. I can't really carry much of anything. So, can you, having heard me say all that, can you explain to me, if this was your dad, what would you be thinking?
Well, I mean, do you have some children who could?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Again, let me ask the question one more time.
Yeah.
If this situation, if this was your dad, and having explained everything I just told you, what would you think as a son? Not a VA employee, not anybody who works for the government, but what would you think if this was your dad?
Oh, well, I'd let my dad, stay with me until we could get him into housing.
No, I'm talking about not what you would do. What would you think if all this time your dad was trying to reach out and get help and making phone calls and going somewhere when he wasn't even feeling good? What would you do if it was your dad and someone just kept on leading them on, say one thing one day and then a week later, you might get a hold of them? What would you think if it was your dad? It's not a tough question, is it?
Well, yeah, kind of. I mean, I would hope that he had,
let's put it this way. I know you're not wanting to answer the question or dance around it, but if someone read this story in the newspaper and you looked at it and visualized if it was your dad, this is what gives the VA a bad press around the country. There's an amazing majority of the employees that are very dedicated to their profession and serving. But when you have stories like this, and where a veteran who's got cancer at stage 4 and kept on being led on and on and on and on, and now they put them in a position now, I'm facing, going out of here, you don't walk out of a motel and just not pay the bill. But here everybody else said, they're going to take care of it, they're going to take care of it. What would you think? Again, I want to hear this. What would you think if this was your dad? A general statement.
I'm getting a call from the homeless person down in Muskogee. Do you want me to take that call and see what she can help with?
Yeah, you're going to call me back, or is it going to be another week or two?
Never mind, she hung up. So, okay. I'll call her later.
So you didn't want to answer that question, did you?
That question's irrelevant, Mr. Hudson. My dad's not homeless, and if he was, he could live with me.
It was a hypothetical question.
Yeah,
it's very relevant. It's an analogy. I use analogies all the time. You was a lieutenant commander in the Navy, and you flew helicopters. would you expect that your commanders would even condone? Because I do know something about flying. I was an air operations specialist in the Air Force and worked with flight plans and everything. There's a lot of methodical details that goes in to make a flight successful. And I don't think you just go, I don't know that much about a helicopter, but you just don't get on in a helicopter, oh, I'm going to go for a ride. There's a lot of people behind the scenes in there helping plan, the fuelers, the dispatchers, everything else, working together in coordination to make something successful. And do you think that in this situation, if people work together in coordination? Yeah. I hear you doing all that typing. I love it when I hear all that sound. Be sure to quote me. Don't paraphrase me.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about that right now. I just wanted to put in a note that we're working on trying to get you in a homeless shelter because we need to get moving on that if you're going to be...
I know, and I'm going to get off here, but I'm asking at this late hour. Okay. I was supposed to be out at 11. Where are you talking about? Because I just went over this thing about this used to be a shelter in Muskogee. It's no longer a shelter. The other option someone gave me was Okmulgee. That place, it's always booked up. So, where did we even work on anything about Denver?
Well, of course, you wouldn't be able to go be housed in Denver tonight. So, if you're worried about, getting kicked out of your motel and you were supposed to be out at 11, and
I know, but we could have.
We need to.
But did we even work on it though? I'm talking about a month ago.
We got the application. You'll have to, help me complete that, of course.
Oh, now we're down to doing an application. How long ago did this come up? Just with you.
I talked to you about it on October 18th.
Yeah, and then it was talked to with Sarah Bennett, the social worker, long before that.
Oh, really? Yeah, I don't know. I got the application.
My big thing is just getting out there.
15th. And then you called me back on the 18th, and we discussed the Denver Little Rock idea. So,
yeah. All right, let me ask you one other thing.
That application.
Where is these peer support specialists that are supposed to go out and help veterans? Because can someone come out, help me get this stuff out of this motel room? I'm on the second floor, and
I don't know if peer support veterans do that. Where would you take your stuff?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. Well, they might help you if you had a place to take it, but I don't think they'd be able to take it home with them or anything like that.
They could take me down to a corner somewhere. Just get it out of here.
Yeah, I don't know if they would be able to do that.
How long have you been working with the VA?
Yeah, the peer support folks usually are veterans themselves, and they're trying to, help with, mental health issues and things like that. Do you have some mental health issues you'd like help with?
We're going to deflect to that now. That's the way people cover. If you only knew my educational level and everything else, I'm in a situation that is mind-boggling. That doesn't mean everybody, because they're stressed and worried and concerned, that they got these mental health issues. I'm not psychotic. I'm not anything else along those lines. So we could not deflect to that to get off to what the real subject is. And I do know other VAs, they do have peer support specialists that actually do go out to homes and help veterans. But every place is different and got different resources. I'm just talking about how long has this been going on? And I know you just came on when they put it over to you, but yeah. All right, here's what we need to do. We need to go down a list. I would ask, first thing, get back with this Stephanie. Ask if they can sign a waiver to get time. Shelter, no, they can sign a waiver. And then, and then let's work on this thing about Denver or Little Rock or wherever. And I know y'all send messages back and forth.
Little Rock's not an option. They declined your application. They won't even consider it. So,
well, again, you're
Denver.
But you don't give me a reason why.
Let me see if I can read their note. Looks like it's because of chemotherapy, mental health issues, and you had a home health aide, which makes them think that you'll need more intensive care. So they're recommending assisted living.
Now, let me ask you something. Oh, yeah, assisted living. All right. You mentioned mental health. This is one of the things that I and a lot deal with, not just myself, but a lot of other people. Everybody has to put in mental health issues. What is the mental health issue here?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Have you ever been treated for mental health problems at all?
Oh, have I gone to mental health? Yeah. I'll tell you something, what they do down in Houston, if you're dying having emergency surgery, you wake up with a colostomy bag on the side and you're diagnosed with cancer, that's the first thing they do is send you to mental health. I don't mind talking to anybody, but I went to a psychiatrist every 2 weeks and a social worker every week, and it just blew my mind when I started asking, why am I here? What are we talking about? The social worker wanted to talk about issues like, am I registered with the National Cemetery and all that? That was back in November of 2009. Guess what? I don't let my illness define who I am. I keep going. If I went by the 5-year cancer survival rate, I should have been dead 3 years ago. And 2 years ago, when I was in remission, I walked most of the way, not all the way, but most of the way across this country to speak in Congress. Did you ever look the website up, walkingbetter.com?
Yeah, I did. That's a great website.
Well, a lot of it, I mean, it's used for visual aid, but my point is, you don't think that having that kind of access, that I don't like using it on me because I try to advocate for others. I'm just trying to plead with you the urgency of what's going on, and I don't know what else to say. I can sit here and tell you case history after case history. One particular one here where a woman served in the Army 19 years, 6 in the Air Force, had a jet engine to fall on her, and she was paralyzed half of her body. For 5 years, her son and DAB tried to get her VA benefits. Escort her 60 miles away, had to have a nurse to help. To tell them, hey, we lost your records. Reapply in 60 days. Did the VA serve that veteran? And so only until Congress got involved that it was fast-tracked and she got her benefits. Now, my point is, we can't say that and put off all this stuff that when people complain, everybody wants to come up with all this mental health issue stuff. I can make statements like try to express the urgency of this situation. And if you even dare mention the word suicide, everybody's going to put in the computer, you're suicidal. I am not suicidal. But now, I got to end this because I'm somehow, some way, and I do believe in miracles. I do believe in angels. What are we going to immediately do? Are we just going to forget about it? I don't want to help this guy because he, whatever. Just like Little Rock said, chemo and all that stuff. Well, I guess if you're handicapped, forget helping you. And I'd still have my mind. I could talk about any kind of subject you possibly want to. And I'm very... I don't mean to sound ostentatious, but if you want to talk a little bit about, let's say, law, do you know what Civil Rights Act of 1964, Title 7, amended U.S. Code 42, 2000E, what government agency that gave birth to? You want to talk about that kind of stuff? You want to talk about statistics, especially narrowed down to the VA? Do you even know what the hospital ratings for FY 2018 is? Do you know what Muskogee is rated out of 5? Do you have any idea?
I bet it's, I don't know. What is it?
Out of 5, it's number 2. Number 2.
Is that good or is that bad?
That's not good.
It's not? Okay. But what's good? Is 1 good or is 5 good?
I'm sorry. And I apologize. I do not mean this question to be any kind of sarcastic. It might sound like it. But as a lieutenant commander in Navy, you do require degrees, right? To be an officer?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out between 1 and 5 what ratings would be. It's like when you go to the hospital, from a scale of 1 to 10, what's your pain level?
Oh, okay. So it's a scale from 1 to 5. It's not like 1 is number 1 and 5 is bottom. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So 2. Yeah. So that's 2 close to the bottom. Huh?
So anyway, what I'm talking about. If you don't even know what Musconie's rating is for this year, you're not going to know which VA's got a number 1 rating and which one's got number 5. There's not one that's got a 5 or though. But one last question on that subject: which VA? This is the mind-boggling. Which VA's got the worst record in this country?
Which VA?
Yeah, has the worst record.
I don't know.
This is mind-boggling. Washington, D.C.
Golly, are you serious?
About 2 miles from the White House and the VA.
I think they'd be a lot better.
Yeah. But for this year, they have the worst record of any VA. And this goes back to, it's on the VA's website, plus independent studies and all that. But anyway, having said that, the reason why I mention all that is not to just ramble on, but to tell you that you talk about mental health issues. I got a brain, and I get reports all the time because I have to deal with people. I know about your different regions, visions, and business, and I know what happens generally on a general scale is what's going on in a certain area, because that's what we do. We collaborate in our organization to see what we could do, and also to try to help affect legislation, the issues. Like during the Kavanaugh hearing, here they concentrate, news media concentrates on that and all the tweets, but no one reports anything that happened in the House of Representatives that was passed in terms of the VA legislation. Some good things. But the thing about it is, I just wish somebody in this case would work just as vigilant and not pass it off to everybody else. Because, anyways, so after in this conversation, what did we accomplish? Because I got to get this stuff out of here, and it's just going to be thrown out. I can't get this all down the stairs.
Well, if you want to go to a shelter, I can see if I can coordinate that with the...
Once again, where is a shelter? How am I going to get there?
Yeah, we'd have to coordinate that for sure. I'd have to...
And then the other thing, whatever happened to the idea, you call Stephanie, the chief of social workers, and impress upon her, because I talked to her a long time ago, but not about this, about signing a waiver for cowboys. This is that's the organization that the VA gives grants to. They'll do it, but they have to have a waiver. I'm not in their program. And in the regulation, what is the regulation here now? In intimate danger of homelessness? I'm definitely in intimate danger, and how's this going to look out on the news media out of Tulsa or anywhere else? The walking Thomas Hudson, known as the walking veteran, multiple operations, cancer, worked to the very end. He try to reach out and trust for help. Wow. You get your home health care provider, clean everything out, and all those texts that I say girl, woman, 32 years old, I found out, was sending back and forth until she found out what was going on. She stopped texting and wanted to call. Oh, that's on the internet. Yeah, people don't think that I don't collect evidence. And guess what? I'm going to tell you right now. In the state of Oklahoma, do you know it's not against the law to record a conversation, even if the other side doesn't know about it? So just like when you call somebody up and it says you're being recorded for quality assurance, this call has been recorded for quality assurance. So I'm asking one more time, due to the emergency, what can I, along with the VA, do, considering all the case history about this, do to rectify this? How can I preach to veterans to trust the VA if I can get some help?
Well, I don't know about that, but in your case, we could try to coordinate getting you into a shelter, but we need to get to work on that.
Okay, I'm in this, but wait a minute, okay. And then what about calling that Stephanie again, asking her, pleading with her?
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, okay, so what is it?
And what's her last name again? I forgot.
Is it Gray or Ward? Stephanie Ward. Sorry.
Yes. Okay, Stephanie Ward.
What is so? What do you want to do then? Are you interested in being contacted about getting a ride over to the hospital so you can get on the shuttle to come up here and look into getting into a shelter, or what do you want to do?
They want to help me get this stuff out of here. And I don't think that shuttle's going to allow all this stuff to go on there.
Yeah, I don't know. They might not. I'm not sure.
I do know social workers try backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
Because when I was in the area, they came down there.
Right.
And y'all go back and forth from Muskogee all the time. So why not utilize government gas? And I'm trying to help rectify this. I'm not trying to be obstacle here. I'm trying to help rectify this as much. I'm the one that's having to suffer through this.
So I was getting a call from the social worker down there who handles homeless clients. Do you want me to get off the phone now and call her back?
Yeah, do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Hello?
Hey, Mr. Hudson. What motel and room number are you in? I can get someone to come over there at 1 o'clock to help you.
Okay, it's Roadway Inn. It's on 32nd Street.
Okay.
And it's at, I'm in room 219.
Okay, and then they're going to take you to get on the shuttle to Tulsa.
I appreciate it, but I'm going to tell you right now, that shuttle will not allow me to come with all this stuff.
Well, maybe they can work out something else for your gear.
So I hope so.
But they'll work that out. It's going to be two social workers.
And who are they going to be?
It's hold on a sec. Man, it's in my phone. I can't remember. Let me call you back on that. But I need to call them right now and tell them that you're on for 1 o'clock. So.
And do you mind calling? Did I give you this motel's number? Do you mind calling this manager? Because if I don't want to call the police.
You don't want him calling the police?
No, I mean, well,
you're
can
going to have someone there.
Someone's coming to get me.
Well, you're going to have someone there at 1 o'clock. That'd be who, they could let him know, hey, we're taking him to go find him housing.
I know, but I mean,
he's not going to know me from Adam, but sure, I'll try.
Well, identify yourself from the BA and
what's the number?
And just buy some time to get to 1. And
okay, what's the number?
Okay, let me look at it. It is 918 681 1500.
Okay.
Now, let me ask you one more thing.
So I need to call them back and let them know that they're on for one, or otherwise they might get
let me just say this real briefly, real quick. This thing about Denver. I was supposed to go, and they put in, I don't know what happened to it, but show you how you're just led on. This was months ago. I was supposed to go to Denver for medical reasons, but nobody ever came about that. Then this thing about HUD bash and going to Denver and all that, I got a lot of friends out there, and I know that hospital, and of course they got some of the experts in my type of cancer, which is rare. So whatever happened to all that?
Well, I only know about that since we talked on October 18th. That was only...
Well, and that's when you came on board because someone else passes this case on to someone else.
I don't know anything about it before then, but I have an application from them that we need to complete, that will...
And it was only until a social worker got caught releasing... And privacy officer put one of those sensitivity things on my chart, but the information's already out there. Again, I ask, where is the accountability in this? So, I know I'm not going to ever get an answer on that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I don't have an answer there.
I know the only thing you give me is opinions. You've been nice to me. I'm just... saddened me that you get someone you can actually talk to, but sort of at the end of the game. So I do want to thank you. I am grateful for any assistance you give me and helping me, and I know maybe if you was the commander-in-chief, you could pull some strings, but I do appreciate all your efforts. I really do.
Okay, well, let me call them back so they make sure they get there.
Thank you.
Okay, all right, thanks a lot. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hello, this is Jeremy.
Yes, this is Thomas Hudson again.
Hey, how's it going? Did you get in touch with Amy Donaldson? Is she going to give you right?
They were here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And things didn't go. I want to know why. In other words, they can't take me.
Okay, so they didn't give you a ride to the hospital or whatever.
Oh, I asked them about a ride to the hospital. They will not take this stuff I had. They even called people and all that. They cannot take this. Everything I got here is something to do with medical.
Okay.
And they want to put it down, me make the decision. No, they're making the decision for me. You have to look at risk factors. So I'm back to square one. And here they said that you told them that I only had a backpack or another bag. I even talked to you about the shuttle. No shelter's going to let you take this stuff in there. This medical equipment I need. So why was I let on again?
Yeah, I'm not sure. So they wouldn't take all your gear?
No, they will not do it. I could take a backpack, but for me to consolidate, and I've done every consolidation thing I could possibly do. And they said that you told them that I had a backpack and one other bag. And that's just not the case.
Okay, so it sounds like...
And they have nowhere to store anything either.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's not going to work.
Oh, I had a backpack. They said I had a backpack and a CPAP machine. The bag is in here. No, I got a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
So
what's your plan now then?
What's my plan now? I'm back to square one. I'm here in a minute after this conversation. I'm going to take one bag down the steps one at a time. And what else you going to do? You're going to be here in this weather. And they want to correlate things with having a roof over your head at a shelter called 316, John 36, something like that, in Tulsa. If you only knew the dangers of shelter versus me being out in the elements here, which is the greatest risk factor? It's like if you ever went to war, let's say Vietnam, and you're out in the jungle, what is the greatest risk factor. You stay where you are and stay here, and hopefully someone will find you that's friendly, or you go on into Hanoi or something like that. You have to look at things like a doctor does risk factors. But both of them is not a very good option. I just want to know, I asked them, and why in the world did this go on for several months, all this leading on and stuff like that, and then them to stand there and deny everything as far as someone releasing my medical records when it's on the internet, and only a certain person at the VA knew. Okay, I guess it's in my record. So, all that stuff, it's sad. So, what you have a suggestion? Because we're down to the wire now.
Oh, well, no, my suggestion was for them to come transport you to a shelter, but I don't have any solution for you storing your stuff, and, and if they can't transport or store your stuff, I can't solve that for you. I don't have like a storage building or anything.
So we're all out of options, right?
Well, your option is the shelter, but sounds like maybe you didn't want to go with on that.
No, don't put it back on me.
Well, it's really too late.
What I'm trying to ask is, why in the world did you tell them I had a CPAP machine and a backpack when we had a discussion as to what all